She was like, Jacqueline, if they play Getaway Car or Maroon, she's on crisis watch.
Anything that has to do with technology creating opportunity for us, I find very enjoyable.
For decades, Disney reigned supreme in family entertainment, crafting unforgettable stories that became a cornerstone of popular culture. Every release was met with anticipation, a testament to the belief that Disney's magic was boundless. However, even the most iconic empires face missteps, and Disney is no exception. The latest controversy surrounds the live-action Snow White, intended as a modern take on a timeless classic. Cast in the titular role, Rachel Zegler was initially celebrated as a bold and progressive choice. Known for her breakout performance in West Side Story, Rachel seemed destined for stardom. Her powerful voice and stage presence made her an obvious pick for Disney's vision of a contemporary princess. Yet, from the moment her casting was announced, controversies arose. Fans grew wary when Rachel shared divisive political opinions on social media, urging unfollowing for those with opposing views. While Disney saw her as an outspoken voice for younger, socially conscious audiences, her comments alienated many longtime fans. In Hollywood, polarizing statements can sometimes be overlooked if balanced with undeniable talent or humility. Rachel's open discussions about her identity and background initially won applause, but her rising fame brought increased scrutiny. Missteps followed, casting doubt on whether this new Disney princess could embody the beloved legacy of Snow White.
I feel like it was like that for a lot of us. It's easier for me than it was for Tom because I wasn't playing a character that had already existed in the previous films. And those performances are so wonderful that you don't want to try to recreate anything because there's the fear of failing miserably. But also it's 64 years before the original films take place, the original books, and Francis Lawrence, who directed Catching Fire and both Mockingjay films, and Nina, who produced all of the Hunger Games content, they didn't put any pressure on us.
As Rachel Zegler's star rose, so did her controversies. During promotions for West Side Story, she publicly complained about not being invited to the Oscars despite the film receiving multiple nominations. Her lament on social media about watching the event in sweatpants at home drew mixed reactions. Supporters argued she deserved recognition, while critics found her outbursts self-centered. Disney intervened, securing her a last-minute invitation and a presenter role, but the incident painted her as someone quick to air grievances. This impression lingered as Rachel continued to navigate public scrutiny. Her next PR stumble came while promoting Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Rather than enthusiastically discussing the project, Rachel admitted she joined the cast out of financial necessity. Fans and the creative team saw this as disrespectful, questioning her investment in the film. At a publicity event, she wore a shirt with a confrontational message, which, in the context of her growing reputation, appeared defiant rather than playful. This added fuel to the fire, with critics questioning whether Disney had underestimated the risks of casting her in such an iconic role.
It's the craziest thing ever that it came true in that weird way, and that's why I bring her everywhere. She's the best ever. But yeah, I put myself on tape. It's the worst tape you've ever seen in your life. I have no idea how I got the part still. And it's being used to teach future casting directors at NYU.
The backlash intensified when Rachel criticized Disney's original 1937 Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She admitted to watching it only once as a child, calling its romance outdated and irrelevant. While some welcomed a modern spin, lifelong Disney fans felt insulted. Snow White is not just another character. She is the genesis of Disney's legacy in animated storytelling. Criticism poured in online, with many questioning why someone so dismissive of the original would take on the role. The controversy extended to the reimagining of the Seven Dwarfs. Early set photos revealed a departure from the classic portrayal, with CGI creatures replacing the beloved characters. These creative changes, paired with Rachel's comments, alienated core Disney fans. The project's budget soared to over $200 million amid rumors of reshoots. When the teaser trailer dropped, it garnered over 1 million dislikes, signaling widespread disapproval. Disney delayed the release, citing production needs, but insiders attributed the move to the mounting PR crisis.
Well, look, I'm going to be 72 years old tomorrow. I've put in almost 50 years. There are other things in life that I'd like to do. I also am confident that the board will be able to identify.
In response to the backlash, Rachel issued an apology, which many perceived as insincere and scripted by Disney's PR team. Critics pointed out that her missteps were not isolated incidents, but part of a pattern of dismissive remarks and actions. Comparisons were drawn to Disney's handling of past controversies, such as the firing of Gina Carano from The Mandalorian. Fans questioned why Rachel was seemingly shielded from consequences despite repeated public blunders. This perceived double standard deepened frustrations. The damage extended beyond Rachel's reputation. The controversies overshadowed any positive buzz surrounding the film. Competing YouTubers and influencers capitalized on the situation, churning out content dissecting each new revelation. The resulting narrative painted Snow White as a cautionary tale of how not to handle a beloved franchise.
One where he was in the boxing ring.
And Howard Cosell, who was then a famous announcer for ABC Sports, introduced him. And I was asked at some point to get Mr. Sinatra Listerine. We're at Madison Square Garden. It's not like there's a Listerine store in Madison Square Garden. So I dutifully ran out, found a drugstore of some sort. This is before CBS. This is 45.
As the release date approached, speculation swirled about possible recasting or rewrites. Fans felt torn, nostalgic for the original but hesitant to support a remake they believed disrespected its legacy. Some defended Rachel's right to express her views, arguing that classic tales should evolve. However, the overwhelming negativity online drowned out moderate voices. The uproar highlighted the risks of modernizing cherished stories without respecting their core essence. Disney's legacy of nostalgia and family values clashed with the controversies surrounding Snow White. The studio faced a daunting task, salvaging the film's reputation while addressing the growing disconnect with its audience.
Technology creating opportunity for us, I find very enjoyable. The creative process at its highest level is at times frustrating, but often, and fortunately for us, really enjoyable.
Rachel's future also hung in the balance. If Snow White flopped, she risked being labeled as the actress who derailed a $200 million project. Studios might hesitate to cast someone viewed as a liability. Conversely, a successful release could redeem her, reframing her narrative as one of resilience. The Snow White controversy became a focal point in broader discussions about Hollywood's creative choices and corporate responsibility. While fans welcome updates to classics, they expect changes to honor the original's spirit. Disney's challenge was to strike this balance without alienating its loyal audience. Disney's attempts to regain goodwill included rumored script changes and reshoots. However, each new controversy eroded public trust. Fans criticized Rachel's perceived lack of respect for Snow White, while critics questioned the studio's direction. As anticipation for the film waned, skepticism grew. Many saw the saga as a lesson in the importance of authenticity and audience respect.